Hello, everyone, strangers and family and friends. It has been a minute. I have not been on my show in like 2 weeks. I had so much things going on, but welcome to the Keeping It Real Conversation show with your host, Camila, aka Sunshine. I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You are one person away, one advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. So many things has happened since last we talked. I have been ordained a minister of the gospel um, last Friday. So many great things. I have an awesome guest tonight, which, as we always know, he's a friend, cousin, uh, um, main event, of course, as usual. So right now I am putting it live. Find it. Yeah. I don't know if you can see it. Uh, Trying to see if did it come through on a Facebook Live. If not, I know it is live on YouTube, which is the Keeping Real Conversation show. It should be live on my Facebook page.
So it's live on your Facebook. My family just asked me.
That's what I'm looking at right now to see if it's supposed to be. It is also it is also live on the YouTube channel, which is the name of the show, Keeping It Real Conversations with Sunshine. All right, let me go back on here. Let me just-
So if they need to find it, they need to go to your Facebook.
Um, yeah, there or the YouTube channel. It's live on there as well. So let's see. Leave out. Come back in. Let me leave out and come back in, okay?
All right.
Hmm. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Hmm. I don't know. But it's live everywhere else. Oh, that's weird.
That's technology for you.
So what we're gonna do is hopefully it pops on. I don't know. So if they want to watch it live right now, they can go to the YouTube channel. I don't know why. I still don't know why it's not coming up on Facebook. All right. Password. It's showing. It's saying sending data.
That's what it's saying on your end.
Yeah. But it's live on Twitter. It's live on Twitch, YouTube channel. Hmm. Okay, it should pop in now. Here we are. I am so sorry. All right, I got it together now. So they can see it. It's on Facebook now.
Okay. Technology.
Ain't it? So, sorry for the delay, you guys. Yeah, we was having technical difficulties. But now that we have that out of the way, let's get into our guest for tonight. I'm so excited. We have been talking back and forth. I have threatened him several times to make sure that he had his information in so we can have this conversation. So let's read his bio. So what I have here is meet Sterling Council. Sterling Council is the founder and CEO of Beyond the Court LLC. He's a proud native of Camden, South Carolina, and former Camden High School and USC Aiken. Is that how you say it? Or
Right.
Aiken?
Yeah.
Standout basketball player. Was started in 2015 as a way to give back to his local community, turned into a deeper meaning and a purpose he would be invested in for 5+ years later. The disappointment of not having a long-term professional basketball career gave Counselor a reality check that fuels his mission to help youth understand it's bigger than the game of basketball. It believes close to a majority of players don't stop to think, what's next? I could go on and on and on, but because of time, I'm going to get right into it. I'm excited that we have on here again my guest, Sterling Council, again, who is 6 degrees of separation from his cousin Main Event, who told me, look, you need to talk to him.
Mhm.
Not only that, but the same school that he graduated from, he is now the head coach of in the basketball. So again, you guys, I want you to welcome Sterling Council to our show.
How y'all doing?
I am good outside of the mishap with the social media. I'm good. You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Been a long day, but I'm good.
So from getting into the conversation, when did you know that you like basketball?
Um, I knew early on, probably about 5, 6 years old, if not sooner. My dad put the ball in me and my brother hands early, and he was a basketball player. And it's, my granddad was a good basketball player, so it was kind of in our DNA. So we've been, me and my brother been playing basketball since 5, 6 years old, and I fell in love with it ever since then.
So what position did you play?
I played point guard. I was the point guard. I ain't too tall, so that's pretty much the only position I could play. But I was really like a combo. But my main position was point guard.
So with knowing basketball, we all have had the conversation that most point guards are usually the leaders and captains of the team.
Right.
So were you that type of person?
I kind of got molded into being a leader. I'm not very vocal. I never been very vocal. I was more so of leading by example. And once I got into playing serious AAU basketball, and really once I got into college, I really learned how to be a vocal point guard. Like, that kind of separated me from, playing basketball games and being on the bench. I had to learn how to be vocal. And, you have different types of leaders. Some leaders just lead by example, but as a point guard, you kind of got to learn how to orchestrate making sure everybody in their position. You got to keep everybody happy. That's your job, is to be an extension of the point guard or the extension of a coach
Coach.
on the basketball court. So I learned that as I went. And if I would have learned it a lot sooner, I think I would have been better off. But once I got to college, that's when I really learned how to be more of a vocal point guard by having seniority over me. We had some good point guards ahead of me, and they taught me a lot.
So did you go to camps during the summer for basketball as well?
Yeah. My parents had us active. I actually played three sports. I was in baseball, basketball, and football. But as time went on, basketball got more serious, and I kind of fell back. Baseball is just too hot. So as I got more mature and was able to, have a say so in what I was going to do, my parents kind of let us back off certain sports. But basketball camps I was doing basketball camps since I could have, and that's kind of what got me in, in wanting to do my own basketball camp once I got in position to do so. So yes, we was heavily into basketball.
So growing up, I know you said your dad played and your brother played. Um, who on the screen were you maybe idolizing after, or who you looked up to in the
For
NBA, or
in the NBA, I was Chris Paul, my all-time favorite point guard.
you
Um,
kind of
I
look like him. Now that you
Yeah,
said that,
I've been told that a couple of times, but Chris Paul was always to this day, I feel like he's the best point guard that ever played the game. And I kind of imitated my game after him and how he just controlled my offense, how he can knock down. He got a great in-between game. He can knock down a three. He was tenacious on the defensive end. I wasn't a big defensive guy, but offensively, I can knock down an open shot, and I had a good jump shot for a point guard. So Chris Paul always been my favorite point guard to this day.
well, Chris Paul wasn't too long ago. So nobody before Chris Paul.
Before Chris Paul, I would say Allen Iverson. But far as pure point guard, it's Chris Paul. Like Chris Paul ain't too much older than me. Chris Paul probably about 38. I'm 31, so he's my era. Since coming out of Wake Forest, Allen Iverson, but he was really like a combo guard. He wasn't really he was a scoring guard, I would say. He wasn't big on getting everybody involved. And I was big on getting all my team involved. I was probably too unselfish, as my granddaddy and my dad would say. They would want me to shoot every shot, but
Yeah.
I knew as a point guard and as a pure point guard, your job is to get everybody involved. And I knew how to get my shot. So it wasn't hard for me to, get my shots or get my shots up during the course of a game. But early on in the game, I'm big on getting everybody involved, keeping my bigs happy. And Chris Paul do that. He know how to control the whole game. So that's why he was always my all-time favorite point guard.
So with the structure of knowing basketball early and learning team ethics,
Mm-hmm.
being committed, because playing a sport is definitely commitment, not only for you but your family as well. Because again, nothing that we do in the sports world is free.
Right.
Especially when it's organized sports. You have fundraisers, you got jerseys, you got away games, you have all of these things that come in, and it ain't cheap.
Right.
So, what was the conversation that you had with your parents to be like, look, this is really what I want to do? What did that conversation sound?
I don't think it was never a real conversation that we had with our parents. It was just I got some good parents, and they always invested in us. And I think that's the biggest thing. My parents, they always wanted to keep us involved in something as kids. And that just kind of stuck with us. And as time went on, we kind of, got of age to where we kind of was like, okay, I don't want to do this. I want to focus more on that. But like I said, basketball is in my family DNA. And my parents just made sure we was in camp. They just made sure we was active, anything to keep us out the street. keep us from going down the wrong path, which is easy. The community I'm coming from. So, a lot of my friends kind of went the wrong way. So they just kept us active. They just kept us active. Anything we kind of wanted to do, far as sports wise, we was in it every summer. Football, baseball, basketball. We was just active. Then it just followed us. And um, I always knew I wanted to play at the next level. That was always my goal. As serious as basketball got as time went on. Middle school, I didn't play at all my seventh grade year, and that kind of gave me an edge to like work on my game. Like I didn't get no tick. Me and my friend, by the name of Bud, Jamel Wise, we was like the only 2-3 players on the team that didn't get no tick. Like we didn't play at all. We'd get in at the end of the game with 0.2 or 3 seconds left in the game, and that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. So after that, I kind of started to work on my game, and had to earn my stripes and being able to play.
So with that being said, with not getting the playing time, I've seen that done to kids
Yeah,
where they feel, or the coach or the leadership feels like this person needs work, and sometimes they give it to them, and sometimes they don't. They want to see how committed you are to this actual craft. I know as time goes on, we have movies, we have the elders in our neighborhoods that were, I don't want to say wash out, but had the potential, but
yeah,
never pursued it. So you're playing against them. You're playing against former like rival schools.
right.
Um, in the summer, of course, to make sure that your game is good. As a point guard, what are some things that you feel are the areas where you need to really work on your game?
I mean, as a point guard, at first, I think you got to be a student of the game if this is something you want to do. And you probably don't know that until, probably middle school. Some people now, the game is such a business. Kids, they only playing basketball. Like a lot of kids ain't playing the three sports like how me and my brother came up. So first, you got to be a student of the game. And one of my OG mentors, he always taught me that study the game, study your position. When I grew up, all I did was dribble a basketball. I knew you got to have good ball handling skills to be a point guard. The ball is in your hands 75, 80, 85, 70 to 80% of the game, if not more, depending on your player personnel on the team. So if you can't dribble the ball, the coach ain't going to be confident with you having the ball in your hand. So that's the first thing if you're playing a point guard position. And perfecting your craft. If this is something you want to do, you got to put in the time. You got to put on the time. Your mama, daddy, they can't force you to get up 6 a.m. to go run a few miles. Like I always knew, I wanted to do this and I wanted to take it to the level that, it's never been done before. And I fell short, but I had I wouldn't change my career for nothing. I was able to see the world. I made some great friends. I built some great relationships. And the game of basketball, most of my friends came from the game of basketball, honestly. I learned so many soft skills with playing basketball that's helping me to this day right now in life. So just perfect your craft and be a student of the game. Always stay in the gym, just work because people is working 10 times harder than you,
Mm-hmm.
especially if you was like me and you was behind the eight ball. I never really got the recognition, I believe. I always had to work for everything I wanted, from making the team to getting a scholarship, to, being able to play at the next level. I always had to work. So, now it's embedded in me to work for everything I want.
So we're not gonna scoot over. You said I didn't make it, or it didn't last. What happened?
Well, coming out of college is, it's a lot of politics, and I went the Division II route. Long story short, if I could do it all over again, I probably would have reclassed or went to a prep school, but I didn't understand the prep route as much as I do now. But I visited a prep school, but I just couldn't do the military thing. But at hindsight, that would have been better beneficial for me than going the route I went. So I had a problem with qualifying, and if people don't know, as a student athlete, you have to qualify NCAA clearinghouse wise. So I had a good GPA, but you still got to make a certain score on the SAT and ACT in order to be NCAA qualifier to play at a Division I or NCAA program. So I had a hard time qualifying coming out of high school. You know, I was a player of the year, 3A state player of the year, won all state. You know, I did pretty decent, but I was still undersized. You know, I wasn't the fastest, but I was a pure point guard. And so with me having a hard time qualifying, a lot of schools backed off. I had some situations, you know, some smaller schools, Division I mid-major, but they didn't want to wait on me to qualify. So I kind of had to take what I could get. And that's how I ended up going the Division II route in USC Aiken. So they took me, even though I hadn't even qualified. So this coach gave a chance with me. He knew I could play, but I didn't have those test scores. So I ended up coming in and I had to walk on, actually. A lot of people don't know that I didn't get all the money that I was supposed to get. So I had to walk on because I wasn't qualified. And I ended up qualifying our first game against Clemson. And I was stressed out that whole summer going into college because I wanted to qualify and I knew I could play. And it wasn't about that, but that's the side of the story that people don't understand. Like, you got to get your grades. You got to make sure those are in order before you can go anywhere. And yeah, I was stressed out. I remember crying, dribbling the basketball up and down the street. You know, I was stressed. Like, I didn't even know what stress was until that summer because I wanted to play basketball. That's all I wanted to do. And then USC Aiken gave me a shot, and I just kind of made the best of it. My first year was tough. It was a big learning transition. You know, kids, you know, we was the number one team in the country. That's the reason why I went to that Division II school. It was the number one team in the country. And we had some great players that, you know, transferred in from Division I programs. So that was probably the toughest time for me.
So I'm glad you brought that up because a lot of times um, we have been guilty, um, not just in our culture, but in the sports world altogether, is they sometimes cut corners
Mm-hmm.
just because you're talented.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, we're not promised to be doing what we want to do. Um, it could be at that moment where you hurt yourself and you don't have anything else to fall back on.
Right. Right.
And when I looked at your bio of um, outside of sports, outside of basketball, there's more to life than that.
Right.
Um, we have, and they don't want to talk about this, but there's a certain time frame that we have that people in this arena look at you. If you're a certain age and you pass that window, they're not looking at you.
Right.
And if you don't have the brains to fall back on or the talent or the skill to fall back on, you'll be lost. And you'll be
Right.
in the wonder years, 40 years old, still trying to relive when you were a teenager.
Right. Right.
And
Right.
so I'm giving you kudos now because at the end of the day, you've been there, done that. And now you're in a place where you're giving back to the youth of what they need. We have all been guilty of one way or another of not passing the torch to the younger generation. We want them to be successful, but we don't give them the blueprints on how to be successful.
Right.
Success doesn't necessarily mean the accolades and all of these different things. It's all about your name. What
Right.
does your name mean? When I look your name up, what is behind you? Do you have a PhD? Do you have all of these different things that's not about money, but what do you have?
Mm-hmm.
What do you
Right.
have left? I was
Right.
listening to, I don't know if you've seen this show called, it's on YouTube called The Pivot.
Yeah. Yeah. I watch it.
Listen, it changed my life. Like,
Right.
I do podcasting, but because they're reaching back to athletes who once names was in the light,
Right.
once whatever sport that they played, they were number one, they were number twos, whatever the case may be. They're
Right.
not in that space no more.
Right.
What are you doing with your life?
But that's the thing. Like, that's the, you know, and it's, you know, we, you know, once you like I tell some of my young boys, man, a lot of emotion come with something you love the most. That's even with a woman you dealing with, the man you dealing with, whatever sport that is. Like a lot of emotions came with basketball. It's like it's just highs, it's lows, it's highs, it's lows. You just got to figure out how to weather the storm. So everybody gonna go through something when it comes to something they love the most. And Mike Beasley, he was on the pivot. I don't know if you watched that one.
Yes,
And
and I'm
like he said,
crying with him.
right, me too. I felt it because I done been in that dark space. Now I wasn't on the magnitude he was. He was the number one player in the country. You know what I'm saying? And that lets you know how politics play a part in this thing. But people go through that dark space. You just got to figure out how you're gonna get out of it. As well as that, you got to don't let the game, don't use the game as a crutch. And I was in that place. Like all I knew was basketball. I ain't never, my parents was fortunately, I ain't never had to work a 9 to 5 up until I had to. All we had to do was play basketball, play the sport, and get our schoolwork. So when that basketball stopped bouncing, I'm trying to feel like, man, I got too much pride. I don't want to go sit in this. What's next? I don't know. I don't know what to do. I ain't never done nothing but basketball. So I feel how people feel, but you just can't let that. You got to, I'm big on having multiple hustles, finding your purpose, praying. I had to pray a lot just to figure out, what's, God, what you got for me next? Like what it is. Then once the ball start bouncing, that's when things start to pick up. That's when things start to, come into play. And, I got my hands involved with. So you got to diversify yourself, use the game. Don't let the game use you. Build your relationships, build your network. But, it's hard to say that when you're a young boy, you're at the top of the world, you ain't thinking about nothing else. You're thinking about making you some money, potentially taking care of your family, seeing the world. That's it. You ain't thinking about plan B. But I think now a lot of these guys starting to, because of these shows like The Pivot, I Am Athlete, all these former athletes, going broke. Now you can see their story. You can, if you really pay attention, everything is on YouTube. If you just watch The Pivot and I Am Athlete, all those ex-players will tell you what not to do. So it's on you now to figure out, how you're going to move.
That's I actually when I watched Michael Beasley, when I watched Plaxico Barrett, and I listened. I sat there and cried, and I said, "This is why I have the show that I have. It's
Yeah,
because there are people out here asking for help,
yeah,
doing things to get attention, to get help, and sometimes because you're an athlete, they look over you, and then they don't say anything until you done something crazy. You didn't committed suicide. You didn't kill somebody. You selling drugs to do whatever needs to be done to survive. I guess whatever that is, and that really hurt my heart listening to Michael Beasley because at
yeah,
the end of the day, he has kids, and he said everyone stole from him,
yeah, yeah,
and he's like, I don't want to trust no more. I don't want to talk to nobody because I did that.
yeah,
Everything you told me to do, I did that, and they shut me out.
yeah,
And now he's in a place like I still should be playing, and no one wants to give him a chance. And
yeah.
so you saying to these kids, look, it's bigger than basketball. It's bigger than whatever sport you play. Because at the end of the day, what do you have left? What do you want to be known for?
Mhm.
I'm more than basketball. I'm more than sport. I have a
Yeah,
brain. I'm very smart. And so I have to use that to do something else. It opens other doors. When you can talk and communicate, that opens doors.
yeah,
When you have a great attitude and you have favor or you want to help others, that opens doors. It's not just sports. Yes, we want to be in the limelight. Yeah, we do. Because we know we good. But it's
hmm
not guaranteed that you're gonna get to the NBA. You're not
hmm
guaranteed to be in the WNBA or wherever else that you're trying to go. There's
right,
other leagues.
yeah,
There's arena. There's other leagues. There are international leagues.
yeah,
There you have options.
hmm
You have options.
right,
And for some, they want to some of the students, they give back to their community like you did.
Yeah.
They whatever I learned when I was growing up, I pay it forward and do the same thing that somebody did to me.
Yeah. And the thing about that is, it's hard now. These young guys got so much, pride and ego. It's sometimes they don't even want to learn. Like you can, I wish I had a me when I was in high school. Had somebody that was, not too far in age I can relate to. Anytime I wanted to get in the gym, I could get in the gym. We can work out. Like use me. Now, they got so much pride and ego. You got so much of the social media world, internet telling you this, you that, and they forget, so you can tell a youngin everything they need to know. But they so bogged up in, being young, or they ain't even paying attention. They ain't even paying attention. So, it's the game, it's just different now. It's just different.
So, what was the conversation like to um, end up being the head coach of the same high school you graduated
Um, well, to be honest with you, I never had aspirations of being a head coach. I'm be honest, and I done said this a couple times to a few people. Um, it's just, I think what I was doing, what I was involved in, I always ask God my purpose, and I always pray for purpose because I believe in being happy. I like peace of mind.
from?
So when I start praying for purpose, things just start to fall into place, such as my basketball camp, such as getting my hand involved. I cut hair on the side. I'd like to, invest in real estate. So I try to diversify my portfolio. But with being a head coach, it's just, I guess that's part of God's plan. This is what He see me doing. Like I said, I'm still learning this role. I'm still learning the role. The role of being a head coach, and motivating guys, motivating my staff, being a leader. So this was kind of premeditated. My head coach always believed in me. He saw this, and he, like I told him the other day, and I always tell him, he's the coach that put the utmost confidence in me, especially when I was playing. And now, fast forward, I'm still under him. He's the guy that I'm taking. I took his role, and he said, "Sterling, I can see you doing this. And if you don't want to do it, you just, don't do it. But the more I was up under him, the more I was seeing what was going on. I kind of slowly got into that position, and he finally was ready to retire. And he asked me, was I ready? I had to go through the process, and my high school gave me a chance. I guess I done, poured a lot into the community. I guess this just was God purpose for me, to take over this high school, my alma mater.
It's nothing like going back home. Um,
Right.
uh, I think I ride past my high school a lot. My I haven't walked in there,
Mm-hmm.
but looking back at it, it always brings memory.
Mm-hmm.
And what I tell people is, even though I did good there, I could have did better.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm at a place now. Um, I'm a little older than you, so a lot of stuff is pushing wisdom. I don't want you to do the same mistakes I did, or
Yeah.
um, shortchanging yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Push push yourself to the limit,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll pay off later. Um, and so I play sports. I did multiple sports as well. I
Yeah.
think every season I was doing something,
Mm-hmm.
because at the end of the day, it kept me out of trouble.
Right. Right.
Um, and so that was my way of not only keeping in shape, but also um, learning new friends, learning all the leadership skills I learned in every sport,
Yeah.
and being able to help one another. And that was teamwork.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, from um, lifting weights, pushing each other when you doing your laps on the track, all these things where you didn't think you could, somebody on your team will push you to make sure that you could do it. You mean
Hmm.
suicides? Oh my God. A big girl, you talking about you want to do that? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Push, push, push. And if I didn't, guess what? We all had to keep doing it
Yeah,
until we all made it. So again, you didn't want nobody else to suffer. So guess what? You gotta you gotta run your race. You gotta do your thing. So again, like I said, I'm gonna give you kudos now because again, what's up ahead? No, we don't always see it at first. But as I
yeah,
posted today, sometimes gotta use somebody else to push you and to motivate you to see, for you to see what he already see in you.
yeah.
We didn't
Right.
know. Now
But you
you
got
got
to
a
be.
group of guys looking at you.
Yeah, another thing, you got to be willing to be uncomfortable. That's the biggest thing, though, because I'm
Oh,
very
geez.
comfortable right now. But I know that's God, sign of me growing. Like I've been uncomfortable and I've been uncomfortable in a lot of situations. So I know that's a sign of me growing and eventually rising to the occasion. So you got to be willing and able to be uncomfortable and go through those times to, to really, blossom to what you need to be. So a lot of people don't like being uncomfortable. And that's what I was telling my players today. They, a lot of things we're doing now, they ain't used to doing. They very uncomfortable. So it seems foreign to them. But in order us to get to the level we want to be on and accomplish the goals we want to accomplish, they got to be willing to be uncomfortable and being comfortable being uncomfortable.
Which is not easy.
It's not.
But again, when you have the goal and we're all stepping in saying, look, this is all new to all of us. But the goal is, look, if we win one game, I'm good. Because at the end of the day, I don't know what the record was before, but this is a whole new team.
Right.
And so with your leadership with you, and I'm glad you brought up leadership, because we can't do this by ourselves.
Yeah.
You know how many years I thought I could do stuff on my own because I
Yeah.
thought I was big and bad enough to do it.
Yeah.
But then it's like, no, the way I gave you, you got to have a good team to help you accomplish this goal. And that's
Right.
what I'm saying to you. I already seen your pictures, all your, all your team and your assistants and all that. That's good because you can't do this by yourself.
Yeah.
Everybody has a different point of view. Yeah, you might be the head, but at the end of the day, you can't do this by yourself.
Right. Right. And I understand that. I understand. That's why I took about 3 weeks once they appointed me the job. It took me about 3 to 4, probably about 3.5 weeks to just. And I had an idea of my staff, but it was certain changes that I wanted to make, and that was my biggest thing of having the people that I can trust, people that got a good idea, and the people that was committed. I wanted people that was committed because we're gonna grind. We're about to put in a lot of time. So I don't want nobody around me complaining, which I understand people got families, but I want people that's committed to the highs and lows that this program is going to bring. So I took a lot of time and it was very thoughtful. Had a lot of meetings and things of that sort so we can all get on the same page before we even, start with the team. But the staff is very important.
Absolutely. I recently, I think this is year two of this show, and after a while, I realized I can't do this by myself, especially when you
Yeah.
want to upgrade and you want to do better. I
Hmm.
can't do this by myself.
Hmm.
And it's very important for you to have staff. It's very important for everybody to be on the same wavelength. I'm sure that you are when you tell the guys, look, we're running today, we're in the gym, we're doing this weightlifting. Are you in there on the floor with them?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I don't mind getting dirty. Like I tell them, I ain't scared of no work. I done been there, I done that, and I can still do it. So the best teaching is doing. And I think that's why I get the level of respect because I can still tighten up my shoes and go take them to the hole. I just did that a couple weeks ago, so I get a level of respect from them knowing that I can still do that. So I don't mind. I don't ask them to do nothing. I don't believe in asking somebody to do nothing that either you never done or you can't do. I'm big on that. So that's big. That keeps me on point. That keeps me in shape because that's once that respect for you is gone, it's gonna be hard to get the most out of the kids that you need, in my opinion. So yeah, I don't mind getting down and getting dirty with them.
Absolutely. So, are you also going to be one of those coaches that, not only am we pushing, athletes, of course, but also in their school? So, are you checking up on them as student athletes?
Yes, yes, I'm actually in the schoolhouse now. So I got to print out all their grades. I got their transcripts. Academics is first, and I know everybody not gonna be scholars. I know everybody not gonna be A's and B students. I wasn't that, but I just expect them to, show up, give the effort, and do the best they can. I wasn't an all A student, but if you want to go somewhere, you got to crack down on your books. You got to get your books. So I got all their grades. I check all their grades. It's the end of semester right now, so we're gonna be big on their grades and staying on top of that. With study halls 2 or 3 times out of the week. So as coaching and my staff, we are putting things in place for the next school year. Being that I just got appointed about a month ago, so we can have everything on surface.
I'm glad you said that. That was made me smile because
Yes, man.
um, academics got to be number one.
Yeah,
Again, anything can happen, um, and we want them to understand that it's bigger than basketball.
yeah.
Um, and we have plenty of athletes in real life that tell their stories constantly of I wish it, the wisha, the couldas, the I should have,
For the water. Right,
and we don't want that. We want you to be excellent from day one, and that starts with your mind,
right.
and your body will follow everything else. So again, um, so because you just stepped into this, how has life changed for you?
Um, it ain't changed. It changed, to the magnitude of I'm so locked in on us, our preparation. I know it's people look at it a different way. Me being the first black coach, I haven't really, I always moved in a way to where I didn't want to jeopardize myself or my family. So, as far as that aspect, I never really, moved foul. I never really, you know what I'm saying. But I know now the microscope is on not only me but my staff as well. So, I talk to them like we got to move careful. We got to stay militant. We just, got to watch what you do in the public. You got to. So other than that, it changed. For I'm more busy now, and I'm when I'm focused, I'm focused, and that's all I sleep. That's all I think about is how I'm gonna build a program, the things we need, building these relationships with the community, which some I already have, getting things ready for next season for our scheduling. Like it's a lot of tedious stuff behind the scenes that people don't know about with being a head coach. So that's probably the most stressful part. Um, so that's why I got a good staff, and I kind of, I do all the legwork. But it's gonna be a challenge because there's a lot of expectations behind it. But I think we are ready to rise to the occasion. I think we're gonna be successful because I know we're gonna put in the work. I'm gonna challenge them. I'm being challenged, so I'm looking forward to it. So a lot haven't changed, but I just know I gotta tighten everything up. My circle, talk to my family, everything. I'm big on my family, so they're gonna support me. And we're just trying to, bring some new energy to the program, and not just on the court, but off the court as well in the community.
Absolutely. Um, so I'm sure at least during the season one time you gotta, bring your cousin into the school, right?
Yeah, we talked a couple weeks ago. He was home actually when y'all hit me up on my inbox, and I reached out. We talked for a little bit. He was home, but he had a lot of family stuff going on, so we weren't able to cross paths. But he said we're gonna link up. I'm gonna try to go holler at him and see what we can do. But yeah, he's gonna be around. He said he's gonna come down and check me out.
I'm sure, like I said, a lot of times, um, when you have the approval of somebody who's done it, um, that's on a whole nother level to for Wally to say, look, my cousin just had this just happened, and you need to talk to him. Because again, are you the youngest coach they had?
Yeah, yeah, yes, ma'am. Yeah, I'm the youngest. I'm 31, so yeah, yeah,
And you said you, you the first black.
yeah. I'm the first black. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. So so
And
like I said,
the as they say, the plot thickens,
huh?
and the plot thickens,
The plot ticking
thickens.
thickens.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. That's some old school. You showing your
No,
age. You
it's
showing
just
your
the
age.
story is getting,
Oh, okay,
the
okay, yeah,
plot is
yeah. I
thickened.
got you. I got
So
you. That went
yeah,
over my head. Okay, I got you. I got you. I got you. I got you.
listen.
Meaning this story's getting good. I had a slow moment. I got you.
You said that, not me.
Yeah, but yeah, that's the case. Yeah, I'm the first minority guy, um, the youngest. So like I said, I haven't really been too bogged up on that. I'm more so focused on the preparation and winning basketball games. So I haven't really thought about it to to that
How has
degree.
their record been?
Like we always been competitors. The past 2 years with COVID, we kind of took some took a backward curve. But even when I was there, we never had an issue making the playoffs. Like I said, my former coach which was the coach still to this day until I got the job. He got a decent record. Now we haven't won state championships like that. My brother was the last team that won the state championship in 2009. So I just want to take it to another level, see if we can, develop a culture in winning state championships. People don't really remember who make the playoffs. It's about being the last team
Who
standing. So
won?
I
Yeah,
got,
who
I
got the
got
ring?
right. That's all it's about. That's gonna go down in the history books. Your name gonna get up in the rafters, or your team, or your year. So I'm a big picture thinker, and I want to win some championships. So I think we got a good group coming back this year that we got a chance. If we put in the work and buy into the system, that we can go deep. But my first goal is to make the playoffs. We ain't make it in 2 years, so that's my beat our rival teams, make the playoffs, and then go from there.
So, are you doing anything with the team in the summer, or are you just gonna wait until the school
Yes,
year?
yes. We done started. We right now we on off season. We doing 2 3 days out of the week. We got weights on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So we Wednesdays we do strength and conditioning. Well, speed and agility stuff, trying to get them in shape slowly. Then the month of June is our high school league live period, so we can practice as much as we want in June. Right now, I can't really put my hand on them because we in high school league right now. So in June, I get 10 playing games. So we got our schedule together. We're going to USC team camp. We're going to Presbyterian College team camp. We're going to a high school league live period in June in Rock Hill. We're going to host a shootout in Camden, open to the public. And we're going to Eau Claire school out in Columbia, another school called Great Collegiate. They the number one team in the state. They probably the hands down the best program in the state. They probably got 4 or 5 state championships, and they only been open 5 6 years. So that actually is my AAU coach when I was playing high school ball. So we got a good relationship. So we're gonna play each other.
Ooh,
Yeah. So we got a busy June. Like June is really our time to lock in. Get ready for next season. Practice a lot because it's gonna be a whole new system. So we got June gonna be busy for us.
got you. Um, so I ask all this questions all the time to my guests. As far as a balanced life, what are you like as the son, as the brother? I don't know if you have kids.
Mhm.
How are you?
I could be biased, but I think I'm as the son, I'm probably the most. I'm the middle child. I got an older sister, and I got a younger brother. So I'm the middle child. I think as a son, my mom, I don't know, I think I'm the most, I would say challenging. I think I may be the most challenging. As a brother and a sister, I think I'm a decent brother. I mean, I don't bother nobody. I try to, stay out of people's way. Like I said, I'm big on family. If they need me, I'm here. But as a, I don't have no kids yet. That's something that's on my, I want to, eventually have kids. Um, I think, God bless the dead. I think I'm my grandmother favorite. I would say. But I'm just I'm a laid back guy. I stay in my bubble. I'm a loner. I'm an introvert, learning to be an extrovert in this new position.
And that
But
is weird.
yeah, I'm an introvert. I like being to myself. I like being around people. I like to be around. So I'm not really in a lot of circles. I'm a loyal guy. So I'm just chill. I'm laid back. I don't really, I'm real chill. Love my nieces
That's
and
interesting
nephews.
to be a loner, but then be over a team though.
That goes back to being in uncomfortable situations. You
Uh-huh.
get what I'm saying? I've been a loner for, I like being to myself for a long time. But sports, basketball, always been around that. That's different. But after we get out of the locker room, man, our team,
You
I'm
done.
to the crib. I'm done. I don't need to see y'all get into the mall unless we got some team bonding. But other than that, I don't play no video games. Like I don't do none of that. I'm slow motion. Man. I was told I got an old soul, so I'm real chill. I don't really,
So
I'm chill.
listen, if you are old soul, you gotta be listening to music, right?
I listen to music. Yeah, yeah. I love my old school music. Got a
About to
playlist.
say,
Yeah,
you can't be
yeah. I
old
love.
school or old soul and you not listening to music.
Yeah, I love music. I love music. I love going to listen to good live bands and things of that sort and singing. So yeah, I'm
You
slow motion.
singing or you sing? Which
I don't
one?
sing. No, my dad
Oh,
can sing. I don't sing. No, I don't sing. Yeah, I don't sing. I like to listen to people that can't sing. Like if I go to a bar and they got a live band, that's my type of night.
mm,
So I'm chill though. I think, otherwise, other than that, I stay out of people way. I stay out of my family way. If they need me, I'm here. But I love my nieces and nephews to death. Like they give me so much life. But other than that, everybody else grown. So I think I'm cool though, if I could say.
uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, okay, so you listening to music, you love your family. Do you do movies?
Movies. I don't remember the last time I've been to the movies. I'm a Netflix and chill guy. Nah. I ain't been to the movies in a while. Like I ain't been to the movies in a long time. I wouldn't mind, but it got to be something I want to see. I ain't really big on just going to the movies. Like so, um, that may be something I need to do in the near future. Go sit down and
Hard
watch.
balance. So, all of this, sometimes you got to do something just spontaneous, do something by yourself, go to the movies, um, dinner, lunch,
Dinner. Yeah, yeah,
lunch.
definitely. Yeah.
Um,
I like
um,
to shoot pool though. I like to shoot pool in the spare time. Like I like to shoot pool. So me and my brother will go shoot pool. But other than that, yeah, dinner. Um, yeah,
hmm.
I'm slow motion. Like I don't really want to do too much.
um, so, um, like I said, um, it's funny how sometimes really understanding that uh, the goal at hand, sometimes we have to go to routes that we're not comfortable doing.
Yeah,
Um, Being out of sight of yourself, being a loner, and then trying to be with the team, um, pour into them, um, and being with others, trusting others. That is something total opposite when you're a people person and you have to be alone.
yeah,
And so those moments when you still away is where you get the strategies, where you get the moments for the next day. I've learned to not look so far in the future that I'm missing the right now. So even though we're focusing on the next season and all of that, don't forget the right now.
yeah.
Um,
That's hard for me. I always been that way. I'm a very strategic person, so it's hard for me to,
and
sometimes
why
I
you
take
think I'm
some time.
telling you?
Yeah, I know, but I'm just letting you know my end. It's I'm gonna try to learn that, but I'm big on. I got to. I'm on productivity. I think it's time to produce. So I don't take this job lightly. Every day I'm trying to put not only myself but the team in the best position possible. So that's my mindset. Once I'm locked in on something, I'm locked in, and that's the main priority right now. Like I got to be focused. I tell my brother that, like, man, I got to, I tell him that. So I just, I'm just I'm focused. I'm locked in.
I get it. But don't forget
But
about right
I'm
now.
enjoy. I'll take a vacation here and there, get my mind right. But as soon as I get back, it's time to lock back in. But my mind always constantly running. That's why I don't sleep good. I'm always thinking about something. Like so, but I get what you're saying. I'm gonna try to do
In the
better with that.
process of you doing everything, now I'm hearing this for you. Not only are we thinking about not forgetting the moment, but also journal everything. Um, I don't know why I'm feeling a book for you.
Sure.
Um, of the not just the truth.
Yeah,
I'm hearing the truth
yeah,
of some things that people might have said or thought that was off, but the truth of from the time you picked up a basketball until now,
yeah,
the truth, the absolute truth. Those moments that you couldn't talk to nobody, the
yeah,
moments where um you seen some things, you heard some things,
yeah.
and some things it has to
I
be
still
said.
hear it. I still
Yeah.
hear it. It's a lot of negativity. It's a lot of, but like I said, I'm locked in, and a lot of things come with the territory. So I have a shield for that. I embrace that. I don't really listen to a lot of what people say. I don't let a lot of people in. So I understand certain things come with the territory, but yeah, it's definitely been a lot of highs and lows from the outside looking in. It probably looked like it was clear sailing, but it wasn't. It's been a lot of stress, man. My life been up and down, up and down, up and down, like to this
Hmm.
day. Um, losing my grandparents, being in South Korea, coming back home. So it's just been, it's been a lot of up and down. So you just got to keep pushing. I'm learning that. You just got to keep pushing.
Um. So yeah, I just heard that for you. Um. So, uh, journal everything, even in like when you sleep and you wake up. Uh, Write it down. It'll come back to you sometime. You know.
Yeah.
I'm hearing this for you that you're gonna write a book
Hmm.
and it's gonna be the truth. It's gonna
Hmm.
be not only your truth, but some people that was ruined by somebody else's mouth talking.
Hmm.
Um, so again, remember, journal everything. your success, because you're gonna be successful.
Hmm.
The steps that God gives you, those steps, write them down because it's gonna be in the book. It's almost gonna be like your life, but not your life.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be pertaining to the sport that you love. But again, all of these are going back to the three sports. It was the choice. The choice. You had a choice. You had options. Some people don't. But everybody, there's going to be a lot of people. It's more people for you than against you.
Hmm. I
So,
believe it.
um, and some people are going to come on board once you prove to them that you're not only capable, but you got
Yes.
is not um you know how like we put pressure on ourselves.
Yeah.
It's actually a lot easier for you than you want to give yourself credit.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier. But you gotta, you know, act like it's really, really hard. But it's not because of the way how God designed you. It's easy for you.
Hmm.
You see things before they happen. Um and you're a person who um is proactive versus reactive.
Right.
So this whole thing, how you hot wired, I'm gonna say that hot wired is um it's it's a lot easier than you let on. But remember to journal your whole journey. Um and in those moments when you're sleeping, you wake up and you think about something or a memory comes up, write it down and he'll start um detailing it for you. Yes,
Hmm.
it's gonna be a bestseller because everybody wants to hear from an athlete.
Hmm.
Everybody does because they don't expect. Um, sometimes they're surprised that a lot of athletes are very intelligent.
Hmm.
They only see them in one facet, but
Right.
we're multifaceted. We're designed that way. It's more to you. It's more to you right now than you know.
Hmm.
You're still growing
Yeah. I am.
on all levels. You're still growing, and so I'm excited to I don't know why God just did that, but I'm so
Yeah.
excited
I
at
appreciate it. I appreciate it.
at the journey that you have and that the best even your dream is gonna be way over that. And you're
Mm.
gonna look back and you're gonna be like, I can't believe God took me from is it go height to height and it's gonna blow your mind. But it's cool though. Cause
Yeah.
you cool. You so laid back, like I'm chill. This is
Yeah.
this is the Netflix for you. This is chill. Like
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
I'm excited that I was able to see and talk to you in the beginning. Um
Hmm.
and I'm looking forward to seeing the progress. I'm looking forward to the wins. I'm looking forward to um seeing the do they still new newspaper clippings and
Yeah. They do all.
yeah, all of these things of not only the praise, but because you reverence God, God is gonna bless you in this place because He blessed you here. He's gonna continue to do that if you continue to put Him first, and um, some more doors are gonna open for you. I feel I hear money for your program. I hear money not only for your program, but for you personally. Um, he's saying that you're always giving. Now it's time for you to receive.
Mm.
You're always giving. So he's gonna bless you for being a giver. He's gonna bless you for being a giver. And so don't let anyone um change your attitude.
Right.
Her gratitude. Nobody. I don't care who it is.
Right.
Nobody. So I'm done with all of that. So again,
I
thank
appreciate
you.
that. I appreciate that. I needed that. I needed that confirmation.
Listen, yeah.
I needed that
You might not
confirmation.
have got it the way you wanted to back then, but you're gonna get
Yeah.
it. You're gonna get it. It was
Everything.
all for a purpose.
Yeah. Everything happens in due time.
Mm-hmm. It's
Everything
gonna be
happens
way better now in this
season.
yes. In this season, it's
Yeah.
gonna be way better than it would have before. Because
Yeah.
now you're in a whole different mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that almost took you out because you didn't. For one, it wasn't like it was planned that way,
Mm-hmm.
and so you had to sit down and question some things like, "Well,
Yeah.
why me? I put in the work. I did this. I did that, and it didn't add up to you."
Right.
Listen, if my name ain't Camila, I promise you, it's gonna be well worth the wait.
Yeah.
You'll be able to sign your name on some stuff. Was that like art,
Yeah.
house, get some things for your family. Um, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I believe it. I believe it.
About to own some stuff.
I
Mm-hmm.
believe it. I believe it.
So when I talk to you again,
Hopefully, I have a state championship. We're gonna have to. I don't want to talk again until I have a state championship. So that's gonna make me work. Okay. So I want to have our
wait a
next
minute. So
conversation.
you mean tell me I can't talk to you until then?
No, we could talk until then,
Oh, I just
but I want to have something to talk about
I
when I
got you.
win a state championship. So I definitely want to be back on your podcast when we win the state championship, and hopefully that's sooner than later.
Listen, hopefully the next time we won't be on the podcast, we'll be on the TV show. How about that?
Oh, that's even better. You just let me know where I need to be. I get Wiley to fly me out.
Listen, yes, all we got to do is speak it. Got to do the rest.
Yeah, yeah, I got you. Just let me know anything you need. I got you. Just let me know.
Absolutely.
Sure.
Next time,
Sure.
I ain't got to threaten you, okay?
Right. I don't need no more threats. That's all good.
Well, people, I hope you guys got something out of this because I did. Um, and I'm glad that we actually met. Eventually, hopefully this summer. If I'm in the New Jersey areas, all of that around there, I'll be able to actually meet you in person. I have so many people to meet because of main
So
event.
what side of town where you at? You in where you at? I don't want to get it wrong. What
Michigan?
state? You in Michigan, man? You out there? I actually got a teammate that lives in Michigan. He just moved to Michigan from Atlanta. Yeah, yeah. So you out there?
Yeah, I'm in
Yeah, you
Detroit.
out there? Detroit. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, we can plan to link up sometime with New Jersey or DC
Yeah, I
somewhere.
have a lot of people to meet in New Jersey for sure. So
Yeah.
again, everyone, again, if you can like, share, subscribe to the YouTube channel, do all of that good stuff. Because we're putting out great content. I'm meeting great, awesome people that have a story to tell, who have something that's doing something positive. This is what this is about the connections. Again, I believe in 6 degrees of separation. You're literally one person away, one
Mhm.
advice away, one help away from where you need to be in your destiny. And tonight, thank you, Mr. Counsel.
Thank you. I
Sir,
appreciate you. Thank you. I appreciate you, and I wish you none but the best of luck.
thank you, and I'll take that. Again, thank you guys, and I will talk to y'all soon.
Goodbye.
See ya.
All right. So we off? What we do? Just leave?